Welcome to Strange History, where we explore the weird and wonderful history that has shaped the world into what it is today. Strange History is proudly part of the Darkcast podcast network, hosted on Spreaker. Go check out all the amazing podcasts there. True to Season 2, as we promised, we delve into space, science, and unexplained history, or sometimes explained, but is it the truth? This week, I dove into some declassified files of the CIA. It felt weird reading these documents. It makes you wonder what other strange and wondrous things the CIA looks into. But this episode is about something called Stargate. Stargate was the CIA's secret experiment with psychic spies. If you've seen the movie The Men Who Stare at Goats, it's the same concept. Stargate was a top secret program conducted by the Central Intelligence Agency that involved psychic spies in the exploration of remote viewing, telepathy, and other paranormal phenomena. It was also considered a secret U.S. Army unit, and it was established in 1978 at Fort Meade in Maryland to investigate if psychic phenomena in the military and domestic intelligence applications could happen, meaning could we spy on someone without ever leaving a chair in a room thousands of miles away, and in some cases, in the past. The project and its precursors and sister projects originally went by various code names: Gondola Wish, Stargate, Grill Flame, Center Lane, Project CF, Sunstreak, Scanate, until 1991 when they were consolidated and rechristened as the Stargate Project. What is the origins of Stargate? We start by tracing the origins of Stargate back to the Cold War era, when the U.S. government became intrigued by reports of Soviet research into psychic abilities for military purposes. In the 1970s, the CIA launched its own psychic research program under the codename Stargate, led by scientists such as Dr. Hal Puthoff and Russell Targ. Let's talk a little bit about some of the psychic spies that were the stars of this program. The fascinating individuals who participated in the Stargate program include remote viewers such as Ingo Swann, Pat Price, and Hella Hammett. These individuals claim to have the ability to perceive remote locations, gather intelligence through extrasensory perception, ESP, and even engage in psychic spying on behalf of the CIA. Delving into the secret mission was mind-blowing. I will likely do another episode at some point because there is just so much information. Some of the classified missions and experiments conducted under the Stargate program included attempts to remote view hidden military installations, locate hostages, gather intelligence on foreign adversaries, and even search for extraterrestrial life on other planets. Here are some better explained examples of the secret missions undertaken by the Stargate program. Remote viewing of foreign military installations. One of the primary objectives of the Stargate program was to use remote viewing to gather intelligence on foreign military installations. They were tasked with remotely viewing secret military bases, weapons facilities, and other sensitive sites of foreign adversaries to gather information on their capabilities and their activities. They worked on hostage locations and rescue. Psychic spies were tasked with remotely viewing the whereabouts of kidnapped individuals, such as American citizens held captive in foreign countries, in an effort to aid in their rescue. Gathering intelligence on foreign leaders. Psychic spies in the Stargate program were allegedly used to gather intelligence on foreign leaders. They were tasked with remotely viewing the activities, intentions, and decision-making processes of foreign politicians, military leaders, and other high-ranking officials in order to gain insight into their plans and strategies. Search for extraterrestrial life. The Stargate program reportedly extended its remote viewing experiment beyond Earth, with psychic spies tasked with attempting to remote view other planets and search for signs of extraterrestrial life. This included attempts to gather intelligence on potential alien civilizations or advanced technologies on other celestial bodies. They also assisted in law enforcement. The CIA allegedly used the Stargate program to support law enforcement agencies in solving crimes. Psychic spies were reportedly employed to remotely view crime scenes, locate missing persons, and gather information related to ongoing investigations. Counterintelligence and espionage. The Stargate program was also reportedly used for counterintelligence and espionage purposes. Psychic spies were tasked with remote viewing the activity of foreign spies, detecting covert operations, and uncovering hidden information related to the nation's security threats. let's talk a little bit about the most fascinating piece of evidence that I personally have seen in these declassified files. This took place on May 2nd, 1984. An index card in a sealed envelope was placed in front of a remote viewer. Keep in mind, the viewers were never given any information about their task. The CIA did not want the information tainted by any information the viewer learned. They also never knew the outcome of their viewing session. They never wanted the viewers to feel failure or pressure, knowing they had been wrong in the past. I did read somewhere that the viewers had a combined success ratio of 20%. I'm not sure how true that is. So this sealed envelope had upon it geographic coordinates. The sealed envelope was given to the subject immediately prior to the interview. The envelope was not opened until after the interview. Keep this in mind. In the envelope was a 3x5 index card with the following information. The planet Mars, time of interest approximately 1 million years BC. How they did this experiment, they gave the viewer specifically selected geographic coordinates verbally during the interview. I'm going to read the transcript from the session. This is from the agent that was performing the interview. All right, now, using the information in the envelope I've provided, exclusively focusing your attention now, using the information in the envelope, focus on 40.89 degrees north, 9.55 degrees west. The viewer went on to say, I want to say it looks like, I don't know, it sort of looks like, kind of got an oblique view of a pyramid form. It's very high. It's yellowish. Ah, okay, ochre colored. The agent running the session asked the viewer to move in time to the time indicated in the envelope provided to you and describe what's happening. The viewer stated, I'm tracking severe clouds, more like a dust storm. Ah, it's a geological problem. Seemed like it's just a minute. I've got to iron this out. It's really weird. The agent stated, just report your raw perception at this time. You're still early in the session. The viewer stated, I'm looking at an after effect of a major geological problem. The agent asked the viewer to go back to the time before the geological problem. The viewer said, total difference. It's before. There's no, I don't know. Oh, hell, it's like a mountain of dirt appearing and then disappearing when you go before. I see large flat surfaces, very smooth, angles, walls. They're really large. So I mean, they're megalithic. The agent stated, all right, at this period in time now before the geologic event, look around this area and see if you can find any activity. The viewer said, I'm seeing it's like a perception of a shadow of people, very tall, thin. It's only a shadow. It's as if they were there and they're not there anymore. The agent asked the viewer, go back to a period of time when they are there. The viewer said, it's like I get a lot of static on a line and everything. It's breaking up all the time. Very fragmentary pieces. The agent asked, just report the raw data. Don't try to put things in order. And together, just report the raw data. The viewer said, I just keep seeing very large people. They appear thin and tall, but they're very large, wearing some kind of a strange clothing. The agent then said, all right, now holding in this time period, I want you to move from your physical location in space to another physical location, but in this time period. Move now to 46.45 north and 353.22 east. The viewer did and said he was deep inside of a cavern. Not a cavern, more like a canyon. I'm looking up the sides of a steep wall that seemed to go on forever. And there's a structure. It's like the wall of the canyon itself has been carved out. Again, I'm getting very large structures, no intricacies, huge sections of smooth stone. The agent asked, do the structures have insides and outsides? The viewer said yes. They're very, I don't know, it's like a rabbit warren, corners of rooms. They're really huge. I don't feel like I'm standing in one. It's just really huge. Perception is that the ceiling is very high, walls are very wide. The agent states, yes, that would be correct. All right, I'd like you to move now to another location nearby. All right, move from this point in time to 45.86 north and 354.1 east. The viewer said, it appears to be the end of a very large road, and there's a marker that's very large. I keep getting Washington Monument overlay. It's like an obelisk. The viewer then moves the agent to a new location, 35.26 north, 213.24 east. The viewer states, it's like I'm in the middle of a huge circular basin of a range of mountains that circle all the way around. Very ragged mountains, very tall. Basins, very, very large. The scale seems to be off or something. It's just really big. Everything is just really big. The agent said, I understand the problem. Just continue. The viewer then stated, I see just a right angle corner to something, but that's all. I don't see anything else. The agent said, okay, let's move into a little different place, very close. Move from the point you are now in this time, 34.6 north, 213.9 east. The viewer reported the cluster of squares up and down. It's like you want to make them square anyway. They're almost flush with the ground, and it's like they're connected, something very white or reflects light. The agent asked, what's your position of observation as you look at this thing, and it reflects light? The viewer said, I'm amid, oblique left angle. The sun is weird. The agent said, look back down at the ground now, and we're going to move just a little bit from this place, 34.57 north, 212.22 east. Very close by. The viewer reports, it's like I can just perceive like a radiating pattern of some kind. It's like some really strange intersecting kind of road that are dug into valleys, where a road is just a little below the edge. The agent said, tell me about the shapes of these things. The viewer reported, they're like neat little channels cut out. They're very deep. It's like the road went down. The agent states, okay, now I have noticed electrically you're nulled out a bit, and I want you to stay deep and recapture your focus here. The viewer expresses how hard this is. It's really tough. It seems like it's just very sporadic. The agent asks, I realize that. It's very important that you maintain your focus. I have a movement exercise for you. This is some considerable distance away. So holding the focus in time. Remember the focus in time that you had before. And moving now to 15 degrees north, 198 degrees east. Take some time and get back in deep. The viewer said, I see the intersecting whatever these are, aqueduct things. Rounded bottom curved channels like road beds. I see pointed tops of something on the horizon. Even the horizon looks funny and weird. It's like a different misty, like it's really far away, very vague. The agent asked him to move his location again to 80 degrees south and 64 degrees east. The viewer then reports, I see pyramids. Can't tell if it's an overlay or not because they're different. The agent asks, okay, do these pyramids have insides and outsides? The viewer looks and reports, they have both, they're huge. It's really an interesting concept I'm getting. The agent then states, I think he's losing his ability to move accurately, but he's attracted to things that are interesting. So we're going to go with his own, and we're going to take him ahead and explore what seems to be interesting to him, rather than move on the targets indicated here. The viewer then says, it's shelters from storms or something. The agent asks, say that again? The viewer repeats, they're like shelters from storms. The agent asks, these structures you're seeing? The viewer reports, yes, they're designed for that. The agent states, all right, go inside one of these and find some activity to tell me about. The viewer reports different chambers, but they're almost stripped of any kind of furnishings or anything. It's like strictly functional place for sleeping, or that's not a good word, hibernation of some sort. I get really raw inputs, storms, savage storms, and sleeping through storms. The agent asks, tell me about the ones who sleep through the storms. The viewer reports, very tall, very large people, but they're thin. They look thin because of their height, and they dress like it's like really light silk, but it's not the flowing type of clothing. It's cut to fit. The agent asks, move closer to one of them and ask them to tell you about themselves. The viewer reports they're ancient people, and they're dying. It's past their time or age. They're very philosophical about it. They're looking for a way to survive, and they just can't. They can't seem to get their way out. They can't seem to find their way out. So they're hanging on while they look or wait for something to return or something coming with an answer. The agent asks, what is it they're waiting for? The viewer reports, evidently was a group or a party of them that went to find a new place to live. It's like I'm getting all kinds of overwhelming input from the corruption of their environment. It's failing very rapidly, and this group went somewhere, like a long way away, to find another place to live. The agent asks what was the cause of the atmospheric disturbances or the environmental disturbances. The viewer states, I see a picture. Oh, hell, it's almost a warp oh, God, this is difficult. It's going, let's see, it's like a globe that goes through a comet's tail or through a river of something. but it's all very cosmic, like space pictures. The agent asks, all right, now before you leave this individual, ask him if he knows who you are, and is there any way you can help him in his present predicament? The viewer states, all I get is a must just wait. Doesn't know who I am. I think he perceived me as a hallucination or something. The agent asks, okay, when the others left, these people were left waiting. When the others left, how did they go? The viewer reports, I get an impression of I don't know what the hell it is. It looks like the inside of a very large boat, very rounded walls and shiny metal. The agent asks, go along with them on their journey and find out where it is they go. The viewer reports he gets an impression of a really crazy place with volcanoes and gas pockets and strange plants. It's a very volatile place. It's very much like going from the frying pan into the fire. Difference is there seems to be a lot of vegetation where the other place did not have it, and a different kind of storm. The agent asks, all right, it's time to come back now to the sound of my voice into the present time right now. The 22nd of May, 1984, and the sound of my voice. Move now back to the room, back to the sound of my voice. Back further now to the sound of my voice on the 22nd of May, 1984. You have to wonder, did this group of giants leave that planet and end up on Earth in the past? And by the past, I mean time of interest, approximately 1 million years BC, which is what the index card had on it as a date. It could explain some of what we already know. The rumor of a race of giants on Earth has been speculated for years, and we cannot explain how some structures on Earth were made. Pumapunku, which is a marvel, was built in a time where tools would have been primitive, if you listen to mainstream historians, but this site was not built with sticks and rocks. It's precision-cut stones that were made with a technical finesse, and the precision is astounding. Not even a razor blade can slide between the rocks. Some of these blocks were finished to machine-like quality, and holes were drilled to perfection. The CIA has stated that the program was terminated in the 1990s due to a lack of evidence supporting its effectiveness in producing actionable intelligence. However, some former participants and supporters of the program claim that it was successful to varying degrees. Like I said before, it's rumored it was 20% successful. I find it hard to believe that the powers that be, if they knew that people could remote view specific times and places, would not try to perfect it and continue to use it for some purpose. Additionally, there have been reports of successful demonstrations of remote viewing abilities by the Stargate program, including instances where remote viewers were able to accurately describe hidden targets or objects that were not visible to them physically. These claimed successes led to some within the intelligence community to view remote viewing as a potentially valuable intelligence gathering tool. It is said that the Stargate program was terminated in the 1990s, and the CIA officially declassified and released some of the program's documents to the public in 1995. Conclusion. As we wrap up this episode, we reflect on the intriguing story of Stargate and the CIA's clandestine experiments with psychic spies. From its origins during the Cold War to its controversial closure, the Stargate program remains a fascinating chapter in the history of government research into paranormal phenomena. Join us next time as we uncover more strange and mysterious stories from the annals of history. This episode was produced by the amazing Dead to Me Productions, and we're proudly hosted on Spreaker for my heart. So keep being strange and see you next week, nerds. Peace out.
Yay!